Welcome to the Gals Guide podcast. Join us on an adventure to get to know famous and infamous women from around the world. Each of our presenters has a pick. Is she ancient history? Is she breaking news? Is she safe for work? Well, that's up to each presenter. All we know is that...
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
Welcome back. I'm Katie, and I'm joined by Leah and Jackie. We are spending a year focusing on personal and collective well-being by learning from women of history. This month's theme is movement and joy in the body. Leah already talked about Ginger Rogers, and Jackie already introduced us to Dorothy Tommy Dermody. But before I share my pick, I want to ask a question about well-being and movement in the body. I want to know about when you guys, or a time that you guys have felt most powerful in your bodies, most empowered, strongest within your body.
That's a good question.
It's a very good question. It's one that I forgot I was supposed to be thinking about.
Yeah, same.
I think I have my answer. I do also feel like my answer is kind of cheating in a way. It was giving birth to my kids.
Yeah, I got a cheater answer
I know.
too. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And I was really pausing myself to be like, okay, was that it? Or was there another one? You know what I mean? And I think I've had more emotional strengthness that is separated from motherhood. But really that physical strength of there's just hours that your body, you don't think you can do it anymore. It's like, nope, I quit. I suck at this. But then also I have to, it's the one experience of my life where I had to push past where I thought I could push past. Like I got to my end point and then I still had to for another being. And that's another, once you do that, you kind of realize you could lift a car. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I went past pain, hurt, and mental block, and I still got through it. What else could I do with this? And I'm sure there has been elements of it, but not to that extent where I was throwing in a towel and be like, fuck, why do we have more than one child ever? Like, why do women do this more than once? Why would you do that? Like, how do you forget this ungodly amount of physical thing? But it is, for me, that element of physical and that element of powerful is why it ends up being the cheating answer of birth. I
don't think it's a cheating answer.
I feel like I should have a better one.
I think it's a little...
It's definitely not a cheating answer.
It probably just feels that way because...
Society, culture.
Yes.
Oh, moms, you're so great.
And we feel guilty because it's really sad that not all women get that experience. And it's okay that they don't, but it's also our fucked up system that sometimes deprives women of that experience.
Right. Yes.
But
I want to be a powerful...
so many little shades, right?
Yes.
To that.
It's that wanting to be that powerful, independent woman and not have it to, rely on another being. Like, this was a minute that I was in my power solely. And it's like, it's a shared power. There was doctors around.
Yeah.
Yes and no. You did it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You did it.
That is you, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twice.
Oh, goodness. To follow that one.
I know, Jackie, what is yours? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't have kids.
Right.
So I've never experienced
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's okay. My brothers are carrying on the family.
They are repopulating the family name just fine. Okay, got it.
Like
yes.
20 nieces and nephews, so we're good.
Covered. Yes, exactly. Yes. And there's far more ways of being powerful.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Do you want kind of a lighthearted one, or do you want a vulnerable one?
I want both.
Yeah, I know.
Greedy.
I kind of want both too.
Yes.
Okay, both.
Okay. So, lighthearted one was, I suppose, like when I moved here, there's this sport called rugby that's very popular here, and I'd never played it before, and tough. And so in the past, I've worked with sports teams as kind of like an athletic trainer.
Yeah.
But do first aid and stuff like that, right? For matches. So I approached this team to see if they needed that. And they're like, well, we do, but we also need some players. You want to play?
Oh, 2 for 1.
Rugby team. And I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? So
I'll get hit in the face.
yeah, why not? Yeah. So I went to one training session, which was fun. It was fun to get to learn the rules and stuff. And they're like, we have a match the weekend. You don't have to play. You can just watch, come down and watch it. I was like, yeah, grand. So I go down and they were short a player. So
you kind of had to play
after one training session. Yeah.
On one of the roughest sports of humanity.
Put you on the wing, off to the side. And if you get the ball, just run.
Yeah.
Run. And I was like,
Forrest,
all right,
run.
yeah, I can do that, right? Exactly. So we start playing and I get the ball and I just take off towards the goalpost, right? And so I don't know if you know much about rugby, but you have kind of like the end zone. And when you cross that line, in football, you just cross it. The ball has to cross. In rugby, you have to place the ball down for it to count.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so I'm running and I knew this, right? So I'm running down the sideline off to the side. I'm like, okay, I just need to, put the ball down once I cross that line. And I hear my teammates yell, go to the posts, go to the posts. And I was like, oh shoot, do I have to run through the posts?
Right. Like a field
no
goal?
Net, but you can still go through, right? Mm-hmm. And so I like beeline it, 10 yards out, and I beeline it and I go through the center of the post and I put the ball down and they're like, yeah. And they're like, why'd you do that? I was like, well, you told me to go through the post. And they're like, no, you can whip around afterwards and put the ball down near the post because then the kick for the extra point is straight on as opposed to the side.
You're to set up the next. Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, that's grand.
That'll work next time.
Great. Like I scored a try. It's called a try, not a goal. So I scored a try. I actually scored 2 tries that match. So I felt good.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, that's pretty fancy for a first game.
Vulnerable one?
Yes, the vulnerable one. Because the lighthearted one is great.
Yeah. All right. So the vulnerable one would be a different kind of physical feeling strong. When I was 17, I got word. I was coming home after a track camp, and I got word that my dad was in the hospital. And so I had to find my youngest brother, who was with a friend at a festival. And I was like, crap, how am I supposed to find him? This was before we had cell phones and stuff like that.
Right. This is the needle in a haystack situation.
My grandma, this is a needle in a haystack. So my grandma picked me up and we went to the festival, and where she had to stop because it was all blocked off, like you can't go further. I had to run from the car and start running through this festival, hoping, praying that I found my brother, right?
Yeah.
So the entire time I'm thinking this, I'm like, okay, give me the strength. I got to find him. Please help me find him, So I spot him and I just go straight to him. And I'm like, Josh, we got to go. And he's like, what's wrong? I'm like, we got to go. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, it's Dad. And so he knew right away. And so we take off. And so the two of us are running, right? I don't even know how far. There's I suppose just under a mile, trying to get back to my grandma's car. And the entire time we're going, he's like, is it bad? I'm like, it's bad.
I mean, if you're running to catch him in a festival, it's bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad. Yeah. And I see, I'm seeing my friends, say, hey, Jackie, what's going on? And I just had to run.
Got it.
And so, So we had to, we got to my grandma, got into the car, and we're like, okay, we're going to the hospital,
Yeah, going to one of those.
Unfortunately, my dad ended up passing away.
Was it that time, that day?
It was
Shit.
It was that time, that day. Unfortunately, he's very depressed and he ended up taking his life. So we all kind of knew when we heard that he was in hospital that
it wasn't going to be good.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
It wasn't going to be good.
Yeah.
But looking back, I knew in that time I had to stay strong. Well, from my perception as a 17-year-old, I was like, I got to stay strong for my brothers, for my mom. Yeah. And that was a strength I had. I mean,
that's that other gear that you have to find.
Life, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's an intense physical and mental wrapped together memory. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
powerful.
There you go. You got the two.
Powerful, emotional, vulnerable day. Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah. Love you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. I love you too. Absolutely.
Katie, what about yours? What is a day that
Ah,
you felt most powerful physically?
well, like you, it was the birth of my son Jonah,
Mhm.
and I do feel like I kind of had a little bit of a split between the physical and the mental,
Yeah, yeah.
which was actually refreshing for me because I'm a very anxious person.
Mhm.
Like even when I'm taking my dog for a walk, I'm like, what if I trip and fall? What if,
Right.
because I do have a tendency to like kind of drag my feet. I'm somebody that'll trip over a crack if you see it.
And your dog's not Lassie. She won't go tell people Katie has tripped on the
Oh,
sidewalk.
Actually, it finally happened. It was actually presidential election when Trump was elected.
Boo.
I
Yes.
was walking auto, and tripped over a crack and fell. And I've always wondered what he would do if I fell while walking him. And he totally turned around like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you on the ground? But
You're
he loves to
embarrassing me
pull and he
right now,
loves to
Mom.
go. So my nightmare was that he would run away.
Yeah, yeah. Sure.
So I was just a little relieved that he turned around like, oh.
He stayed with you.
He did come back too and kind of like sniffed me a little, but only for like half a second. And then he
Like,
turned
are you
around like,
dead?
okay, yeah, like you're clearly not incapacitated. So let's move on.
Right, exactly. I got a walk
Yeah.
to do, lady.
Right. But in that moment of having Jonah, I do feel like there was kind of a, not in that moment. I'm gonna say the most powerful was maybe the next day.
Okay. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
the
yeah.
next day was like the celebration of like my body did it. I was able, I accomplished it. And I think I felt very powerful in my body in that moment.
Yeah.
And it kind of carried over in some ways to the capabilities of what I could do and the functions of my body. But then having a child, the anxiety in my mind was still very there and very high.
Yeah.
So
You're like,
worries about
physically,
my
I can do this.
baby and that
Mentally,
kind of
I'm not
stuff.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of an interesting feeling. And like Jackie, in a more lighthearted way, I've always been very competitive. So I will say swimming was always kind of my forte. So I've always wanted to, I've always practiced going as far as I could without taking a breath. So I will say I always felt very powerful when on the 50-meter pool, I could do, when I was on swim team, when I could do 2 laps without taking a breath.
Ooh.
Yeah, because those last few strokes, you would feel your muscles burning and you feel like a guppy underwater, like, like most air. But I'm competitive, so I'm like, I'm not going to breathe. I'll die.
Right.
I'll die first.
Might touch that wall, then I can breathe.
It'll be okay.
Right. So, and actually, I did not even plan that. Oh my gosh, I'm clever. No.
Does it tie into your gal?
It ties into my gal.
I love it when this happens. Sometimes it's taken us 300 episodes to figure out how to do this, but we get it sometimes. And it doesn't have to. That's the other thing. It doesn't have to.
And actually, one of the things I admire about the woman I'm going to talk about is that I think a lot of people, her life's work is still around today, still very around today, even though she is not. And I think the message behind it may not be as strong necessarily. Like people may not know when she began that it was begun from a very competitive place. But she was a very, very competitive woman. And when she founded her organization, it was for competitive reasons. I'm going to be talking about Eunice Kennedy Shriver.
Oh, Eunice. I'm always hoping somebody was going to talk about her or myself on the podcast. But yes, Eunice.
So
I love it.
I assume, since you're excited, you know what organization she founded.
I do.
Yes.
I don't want to. Do you want me to spoil it?
Maybe.
Okay. Didn't she do Special Olympics, right?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. You are so good with your gals of history.
It is what
and
I
the
do.
knowledge. I also feel like it's right. I also feel like it's very complimentary to Jackie's Woman from History.
Yeah.
Somebody that wanted to bring like that physical fitness and physical movement to a community.
Yeah. And celebrate it as well, right? Yes.
Right. Yes. And so she was born July 10th, 1921. So by the time she was founding Special Olympics, it was around the 1950s, 1960s. Well, more like the 1960s.
Gotcha.
But she was working in like policy in the nonprofit that they founded that was named after her brother Joseph that died in World War II.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the backbone of where her work with people with pushing policy and pushing inclusiveness and pushing for change for people with developmental disabilities started.
Yeah.
Was through that nonprofit and the work she did with that, which led to her founding Special Olympics.
Yeah.
And the fact that that nonprofit in the name of her brother was even founded was due to the fact that she had a sister named Rosemary Kennedy.
Rosemary. We have books about her at Gals Guide. Yeah.
Lovely. And Rosemary was born with intellectual disabilities. And doctors suggested that the obvious cure would be a frontal lobotomy.
Right.
Great
of
move.
the times, but also
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, spoiler, that didn't go so good.
Right. It usually doesn't.
No. So after that, her speech was pretty limited. And, you know, I feel like it was never really spelled out. But from what I was reading, it seemed like it was implied that she did spend some of her time in an asylum, maybe.
Yeah.
Group home type
right.
situation.
Yeah. Care facility is probably fair.
Yeah, I mean,
that could mean good. That
they
could
were a
mean
little
real
more
bad.
asylum-y.
Yeah. They also had more
Back
money,
then.
the Kennedy Shrivers.
Yes, absolutely.
So privilege there. Yeah.
But even with money, the kind of standard of care back then was just like, oh, we better asylum them. It's time for them to be like anybody with an intellectual disability or, you know, they were going to be in an asylum or locked up.
Yeah, they were
going to be in a like state hospital.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
Because it would be recommended that the family needs to hide away any relative, any child that had that kind of difficulty.
Right.
It was the standard at that time.
Yeah.
So Eunice had a really close relationship with Rosemary and did not believe that that was fair, that was just, that was okay. Didn't believe that, you know, even though common belief at the time was that the capacity for people with intellectual disabilities was pretty much non-existent. They couldn't do anything. She's like, no, that's not true.
Right.
And she saw so much more potential there.
Yeah.
Which became her life's work.
Which I love.
Yeah, I know, right? She eventually married early 30s, and that's where the Shriver part comes from. And then it was shortly after that, maybe not shortly after that. Who knows timelines? Time means nothing. I'm just
Time is a construct.
You know, since I can't get it right, I'm just going to say it means nothing.
There you go. Time is
relative.
We all want a TARDIS. Don't we all have a TARDIS on back order? Our time travel device? Yeah.
Big around the inside.
Exactly.
But the literal, like, physical origins of Special Olympics was her starting Camp Shriver in her literal backyard of her home.
Nice.
So this
was cool. Yeah.
I want to actually give this date to you guys. So I need to scroll. But I think it was the early 60s when she had her first Camp Shriver in her backyard.
Gotcha.
Because I want you to know that this was during like still the civil rights era.
Yeah, it was probably before 1964, everything being signed. Part of the
It was
riots.
1962.
Ooh, 62. Yeah, there you go.
So she invited children and adults with intellectual disabilities to her Maryland farm to explore their capabilities in a variety of sports and physical activities. Nice. So it was a day camp she had there.
I like it.
But she also invited both children and adults with developmental disabilities that were both white and black.
Yay, look at that.
During this time of civil rights.
Yeah.
So she had a big variety of people there in her backyard in Maryland. And can you imagine what kind of neighborhood she might have lived in?
Right. I assume affluential only because of the two last names.
Yeah.
You are correct. Yeah. And I feel like, I mean, I don't know, maybe we need to go digging for official police reports if they exist. But the lore goes that her neighbors called the police.
Oh, those uppity rich neighbors.
That I don't know
Mhm.
if they actually involved law enforcement, but I do know that they were quite upset that she was using her back lawn for
Which is
a
her
camp for
property.
people with developmental disabilities.
Right.
But I think like I love that society has largely become very inclusive.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I can't imagine it in a time when people with intellectual disabilities are mainly put in asylums and state hospitals, and she has a
Yeah.
lawn full of people of
Mhm.
various skin colors,
Yeah.
various
Mhm.
ages,
Various
horseback
abilities.
riding, swimming,
Yeah.
Yeah.
playing football, doing track activities.
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope her neighbors shit themselves.
I know, right? They had a day,
Yes.
that's for sure.
And
Clutch their pearls.
right?
Exactly.
Love that expression. And the videos are wonderful on YouTube too, because there's a lot of people kind of reflecting on that first camp and how she wasn't just sitting idly by on the back patio watching all of this happen, but she was literally in the pool teaching swim lessons. She was helping on
Oh, that's
horseback
awesome.
riding.
See?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I had mentioned that maybe society now kind of feels like the athletes go to Special Olympics and everybody's a winner and everybody gets a ribbon. But the foundation of this was to challenge
Mhm.
Mhm.
people with intellectual disabilities, to like get them moving, get them active, get them into sports,
Yeah.
Yeah.
show them their potential and what they could do.
Mhm.
And it was a competition
Oh,
once
yeah. Yeah.
once she founded Special Olympics. And she
Mhm.
believed it should be competitive.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love the interview with one of her granddaughters. She was talking about how a lot of people think that the saying the motto for Special Olympics is really sweet. The motto is
Mhm.
um, "Let me win, and if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt."
Oh, I forgot
And
about
Aw,
that.
people
That's
that's
find it
so
beautiful.
really
sweet.
sweet and
Yeah.
cute, right?
It's so cute. Yes.
Eunice
Mm.
got that saying from Gladiators. It's an old saying from
Oh, but
Gladiators.
it has so much
That's
power behind
fab.
it, and it's reframed in such a beautiful way. You're right. It
Yeah,
is cute and powerful.
it is
Probably we
cute
think it's cute
and
because,
powerful.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it means
but
let
very
me
powerful.
win. But if I can't, I'm
Yes.
going to stay on the field and I'm going to do my best and I'm going to bring it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely.
hmm
Yep.
That is
So,
amazing.
yeah. I think it was about 10 years after her camp that the first worldwide Special Olympics was held. Well, not worldwide, because it was the US and Canada
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
met in Chicago.
International.
International. There you go.
If there's two countries involved, international, I guess.
Yeah,
International.
exactly.
We'll just call it like national.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Special Olympics were held in Chicago, Illinois at Soldier
Okay.
Field.
Oh,
Mhm.
I think it
sweet.
was over 1,000 athletes came and competed. And you can
Ooh.
kind of see
Wow.
her opening remarks on that game have been quoted a lot, and they're really beautiful too. I don't have a quote
Mhm.
pulled up, but it's
Yeah.
pretty cool, the gathering and
Mhm.
how that really took off. And now um, her thoughts on inclusion, her thoughts
Mhm.
on competition, her thoughts on
Mhm.
how people with intellectual disabilities have rights
Yeah.
have really gone worldwide.
Mhm.
And I
Yeah.
love an interview
Mhm.
I saw with her daughter about how, she might have been sister to JFK,
Mhm.
to Robert Kennedy,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but that she would challenge that her reach in policy and world change was broader than theirs.
Yeah. Right.
And
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
there's a quote from John Kennedy, JFK,
Yep.
that
Mhm.
he would try to hide while he was president when he saw Eunice coming because she always had an agenda.
Yeah, she did. She had business. She was getting stuff done.
So not only was she starting Special Olympics and expanding this kind of like community and physical fitness for individuals with intellectual disabilities, she was pushing for policy
Mhm.
change
Mhm.
and for those
That's amazing.
inclusions for
Yeah.
everybody. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Oh.
yeah,
And totally, berate your brothers
yeah.
in their
Oh
little
yeah. Was she the older
political.
or younger sibling in that?
Well,
Right?
I
Was she
would
older or younger
imagine,
than JFK?
hmm
yeah. And I think some of the stories too that were cool to hear about her were how she felt competitive with her brothers when she was younger, even physically competitive.
Yeah,
they were
right.
out playing football, and she's like, well, in a time when girls weren't supposed to play football, she's like, well, I'm playing football, and any other woman or girl that comes here and wants to play football, they're welcome to play football. She was always very physical and physically active.
Yeah.
And some people have kind of said that it was her experience also being a woman in a political family where they were,
Gotta be tough
getting
in
the boys ready
Yeah.
to be president and senators and all of that, and not really having that expected from her or having that offered to her. That kind of also made her see the limited rights of people with intellectual disabilities. So that kind of partnered with her relationship with her sister.
Yeah.
Also influenced the track that her life took.
Yeah, very much so.
So
Wow.
I can see that.
Yeah. And I have to say, even though I'm not a big fitness person, one of my proudest accomplishments was one of my previous students over the summer. His mom taught me to teach him how to swim. And I'm a swimmer and I know how to swim, but I've never taught anybody to swim. And over the course of the summer, I did get him, he's not entering races and doing all the strokes, but he went from like not swimming at all to like floating and doggo paddling and doing the bubbles underwater and all of that. So it was very cool. And I also love Special Olympics. I have a long history with it. My mom for like 40 years, 37 years was a special education teacher and has always been involved with Special Olympics. So every time she was doing a Special Olympics event, I went with her.
Yeah.
I've gone to one state games here in Indiana. Back in the day, we used to sometimes have athletes stay the night at our house so they can compete the next morning.
Oh,
that was always really cool. I've gone to Special Olympics bowling, and it's just really expanded to so many different sports and opportunities.
Yeah.
And I still think Special Olympics is awesome, but I know now we also have a lot of integrated sport leagues and different inclusionary options going on that are also very inspiring and cool. So, and I think Eunice was definitely the match that struck that flame for like all of that.
She sent a lot of ripples out in a great positive way that could be, some of it could be measured and some of it can't be measured, but it can be felt though, that influence that she had, that positive, that positive force.
And just like Tommy in Ireland, it wasn't, it's not just one person, but she inspired those around her that were able to help her expand her dream and vision.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
I remember I was still in school. I want to say I was in middle school, but it could have been high school. Memory's a little bit fuzzy. But what I remember is there was some kind of state competition or regional competition. It was a track and field thing. I sucked at all of it, but like it was signed up for the baton. And it was, I needed to finish up my last competition real quick because the Special Olympics team was coming in after us. And as we're kind of like packing up, I remember seeing so much joy. You know what I mean? Like just come into, and I'm like, this looks like fun. Can we stay for this? We had to get on the bus and get back home. Yeah. But I remember the Special Olympics teams was coming in after us and how fun that looked. And I wanted to be part of that. So it's the closest I've come to, being at an event, but it stuck with me though.
I got an award my senior year for, I want to say maybe it was a decade of volunteering with Special Olympics and through my mom.
Yes, but you were there. You did it. Yes. She might have driven you there, but you were there.
My brother's absolute favorite thing is the fact that it was put in our school yearbook with the caption of like Katie Kleinens wins Special Olympic Award. And that's the information. He loves that.
We all know. Yes. Okay. Yeah. No, that's great.
Seriously.
That's a brother's razzing forever. I know.
Like, whatever.
Exactly.
It's cool,
why I was there.
Like, yeah.
There you go. Yes. But I mean, do you put it on your resume to this day that you've won a Special Olympic award?
I would.
You should.
I love it. Even when I worked at the bakery that hires individuals with autism.
Yes.
I loved it when I'd be working and somebody would like really talk to me like I was super special. Like one time I was trying to tie a bow on their Christmas cookie package and I was sucking at it and they're like, "Oh, you're doing real good. You're trying real hard. You're doing great." And I'm like, "Thank you.
Thank you
so much.
I want an award."
Yeah. I'm award winning. Actually. And it's like, I don't know. Not that I'm like super perfect. I mean,
none of us are
in any interaction or anything else, but there is, that's but
exactly.
But it gets real, and the deeper you get into that world, the more real it gets. Because I'm convinced
definitely
individuals with Down syndrome automatically hate me. I've been told to fuck off so many times by individuals with Down syndrome, even at state Special Olympics.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
There's just
because the competition gets real and raw, and you just got to give the official at the softball throwing station a big fuck you.
You became the target, and accepted it wholesomely.
Okay, I probably was running the station wrong. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know sports.
Right, yeah, there you go.
They got to get some pros. But I do remember from that state Special Olympics game that the opening ceremony guest speaker, and I was behind the scenes in the same room, was Peyton Manning.
Oh, hey.
But the hilarious part was at that point, I had no clue who that was.
That's totally fair. Yeah, I know.
What?
Only in retrospect, you're like, wait, that guy went somewhere someday, and it was Subway commercials.
Good job, guy.
No, he did more than Subway commercials. I believe he did probably like 20 other brands of commercials. So with a little football in between.
So I just want to say, bless the universe for Eunice Kennedy Shriver.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Lovely.
The world is a better place because of her and because of her work. And yes, 100%.
Yeah. And I almost tried to look up how she's related to RFK, but I decided that's not her fault, and I'm not going to do it. And I'm going to take a deep breath and turn a blind eye.
You know, that's something our listeners can Google and then do with that information what they will.
I mean, there's not every apple in the tree is a good apple.
Correct. We all have that family member, right? We understand.
So I took a deep breath and I was like, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter because Eunice did great things and we're very thankful for her.
Doesn't take anything away from her.
Right.
Not at all.
Exactly.
But
right.
That guy can burn in hell. Don't listen to this.
Yes.
Magma.
Trust me, they don't. It has a word similar to girls on it.
A women's history podcast?
No.
Yeah.
We're good.
What? Okay. Come on now.
We're safe. Okay.
Exactly. We are kryptonite.
But if Amber needs to edit that out for safety, I understand.
Bring it.
We're underground.
For our underground podcastness. Exactly. Don't worry. That'll be like next month or like a couple of months from now that we're the underground rebel radio pirate station.
There you go. Pirate station.
Talking about women.
A recipe for grog.
Yes.
What the fuck is grog?
I think grog is whatever beer you want it to be, isn't it?
I thought it was like a warm wine.
That's mead, isn't it?
I don't know.
Okay.
What port is? I don't know.
What is grog?
Yeah, exactly.
Port.
Yes, ask the interwebs. What is it?
What is grog?
It's thinking about it.
Water and rum.
Oh, it's watered down rum.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's to make the rum last longer, you know what I mean? But
one part of rum,
I guess my ice did that, but
yeah.
And if it's one part of seawater, I mean, that'll have a different effect for you.
Right?
Whoa.
Sweet. See, there you go. You know what? We're sharing recipes now.
I don't think I'm going to make that recipe.
No. Not when there's, other fruit juices that you can put in your rum.
For the water. Yeah, does ice cubes count for that water?
Did you make your ice cubes out of seawater?
No, but my mixer with the rum today was a coconut water. Thing.
I like it.
So they're pretty
that's so healthy.
It's salty dog.
With peach and mango.
Ooh, there
peach
you go.
and mango, a little sparkly.
Listen to that self-care.
I know. Sounds great. Sounds like a podcast recording day is what it sounds like.
That's right.
Sweet. All right. Well, I love all of this, but Katie, do you want to wrap us up? It's actually for the month because
That's right.
Memorial Day is a thing.
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to it,
Oh,
that
yeah.
thing.
I know, right? Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
No worky work. I shall. And I shall see you guys next month. Well,
Yay!
maybe not both y'all, but I'll see Jackie soon.
Yes, there you go. Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Like tomorrow.
That's
Like
true.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Same channel. That wraps up this month's look at movement and joy in the body. We are off next week for Memorial Day. Join us next month as we learn women of history who found wellness in creativity and expression. Thanks for listening.
That's another woven thread into our personal and collective well-being tapestry. If you loved learning about women's history or are looking for some self-care, discover even more community and care at galsguide.org. Until next time, keep sharing women's stories.